know. Tell you what I know. My load wasn't ready this morning. And then it's supposed to have been ready by 8. So I went back to the truck stop. And about 11 o'clock got an email stating that my load was ready. So then I rushed back over there. Got hooked to my load. And never once did I stop and start recording anything. So we're on US 54 making our way out of El Paso. Gonna run US 54 all the way up through Kansas. Since I didn't get out of El Paso near as quick as I would have liked to have, going to the house, or going through the house, has now changed. That plan is no longer in existence. So I'm gonna try to get up here to Santa Rosa. That's where I'm aiming for this evening. Depending on how fast this US 54 is, I can't recall that I've ever ran this route before. I've ran 54 from like Tucumcari up through Kansas, but I don't think I've ever ran 54 from El Paso up through New Mexico up to Santa Rosa. So I'm not real sure what I'm fixing to get into here. But if it doesn't look like I'll make it to Santa Rosa, I'll park up in Alamogordo, which isn't very far from here anyway, but I don't see any reason why I can't make it to Santa Rosa. This trip has only got like 1,000 loaded miles on it or something like that, I think. And today is Friday afternoon, so I don't have to run very hard this weekend. Probably just gonna, I think it's 285 miles to Santa Rosa. Then tomorrow I'll probably run about 300 and something, and Sunday I'll probably run 300 and something. So we'll make an easy weekend about it. It won't be too bad. If I would have gotten loaded and out of there yesterday, I would have went through the house. Going to the house would have added some miles, but I would have been able to at least stay at the house for about 24 hours. So it would have been worth it. But like I said, that's not the case no more. So now we're just running straight to Omaha. I don't even recall if I even said that out. This load's going from El Paso to Omaha, Nebraska. I got 2 stops in Omaha, Nebraska on Monday morning. Load only weighs like 16,000 pounds. It's a pretty light load, so shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, 16,365 pounds. So anyway, I'll quit rambling. And we'll make our way on up to Santa Rosa this evening. I'll catch back up with y'all in a little bit. All right. Well, made it down here, actually up here to Santa Rosa, New Mexico at the TA. And got me a bag of regret and fixing to eat me some dinner and get comfy, call it a night so I can get up in the morning and knock out, I don't know, 6 hours maybe. It'll be a short day. The next 2 days will be short days. But pretty sure I saw my first snow for the season. Been trying to, I didn't see any snow when I was in North Dakota. What was that, a month or so ago, I think it was. Yeah, that was the first snow of the season for me. So that makes it official. Winter's here. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a night, eat my dinner, and get comfy, and we'll pick back up tomorrow. Well, good morning. I overslept a little bit this morning. It's not gonna hurt me or anything. I got a short day anyway. I must have been pretty tired. I'm not a fan of the sun beating me up, but it's starting to come up and it's pretty daylight out here now. So, but got a short run for the day, about 350 miles up to Dodge City. Shouldn't be nothing crazy. Should be pretty easy running. And yeah, so let's just get to it. Let's knock this day out. And yeah, that's all I got this morning. Still half asleep, drinking my coffee. Ain't quite got woke up just yet. But I did just finish a pre-trip. So just as soon as our clock's done doing what it needs to do, we'll get to moving. Catch up with y'all in a bit. Well, I didn't make it very far. I got some lights on the trailer that are flickering while I'm running down the road. So, tells me that I've got a loose connection. It's not uncommon when you get into one of these trailer pulls. Every time you turn around, you know, you're pulling a trailer that's got lights that just want to flicker and stuff. So I'm gonna show y'all some quick tips that I do to kind of straighten that out. First thing off, I keep this little snap-on little tool on my keychain, and you can do it with any little flathead. And also I keep something else we're going to utilize is a little paper clip. Two little quick tools, and I'll show y'all what we probably got going on here. So inside here, I'll pull this out here, and I know it's not my plug because I just got it replaced not too long ago. But inside there, I don't know if you can see that, but each one of them little prongs has got a little slit in it. So let me get you positioned here a little bit. If you take that flathead and then each one of them little slits, just kind of work it in there a little bit. Oh, I gotta get this one's tight. See, this one ain't even. Oh, if I get, there we go. Yeah, they're all crushed together pretty good. So you just kind of want to put that in there and just kind of wiggle it just a little bit, because all you're trying to do is create a little gap in there. What we want it to do is when we put our plug back in there, we want them to tighten up. We want them to tighten up inside our plug. You don't want to do it too much because you don't want to break none of these. You just want to create a little bit more of a gap than what you got. So, and what that'll do, like I said, when you put your pigtail back in there, it'll snug all them up. Now for some reason this one here, this big one, it's really tight. I might not be able to get that one in there. That's probably my problem right there. Because that sucker is crushed completely together. Just give me a little bit. Come on. Well, hold that thought for a second. Let me get something else. Alright, so I got a razor blade. If you're going to utilize a razor blade, definitely be careful. But I needed something thinner than that I could slide in there. There we go. Alright, that might have created enough to where we can get our flathead in there now. Enough yet. I bet that was my problem right there. That thing is completely just crushed together. Flex that razor blade very hard. Don't break that sucker in a hurry. There we go. It just took a little tap. Now we got her spread out. All right. That sucker was being a booger. Now, you can take your little paper clip, set it right down on the bottom there. It's not going to touch any prongs or anything. And then you can put your plug back in there, and what that does is, see how snug it is now? It ain't wiggling around. Turn our lights on here. I don't know if y'all can see that light's on now. This light over here is on. Let's give it a little wiggle and see if we got any flickering. I don't know if y'all can see that up there, but it ain't flickering. All right. So that's kind of a quick way to, well, it didn't necessarily turn out to be quick, but usually goes a little easier than that. But that's a quick way to kind of clear up some flickering on your trailer lights. You don't want to be running down the interstate with trailer lights not working. So anyway, let's get back to it. Has anybody else ever had one of them days where you can't even nail a straight line back because you're about to float away? Whoo, my bladder was about to bust. Anyway, made it over here to Dodge City, got parked, and wasn't too bad of a day actually. Pretty easy, pretty smooth sailing. Besides trailer lights not wanting to work first thing this morning. They was working when I left the truck stop, and then I got out on the interstate and I could see them flickering every time I crossed a bridge or hit a rough patch. So, but other than that, pretty smooth day. Tomorrow, got I think it's about 350 more miles, I think, to Omaha from here. And probably gonna stop in Salina and top my fuel tanks off. But I'll check fuel prices again in the morning, kind of see what it's looking like. But other than that, I'm gonna call it a day. Try to watch or listen to some well, I can't even speak now. Try to watch or listen to some football. Got my Sooners. They're playing today. So even if I can't find them on TV, I can at least listen to them or listen to the game. But I appreciate y'all. Catch up with y'all in the morning. Well, good morning. Boy, trying to get woke up. Got my cup of coffee. Just finished my pre-trip. Fixing to get on this road. Knock out the rest of this trip today. We'll make our way on up to Omaha. We're gonna stay right. Oh, what was the name of that town I was gonna stay at? Gosh dang it. I thought I was ready, but I'm not ready. Bernath, just outside of Omaha. And stopping at Salina and getting fuel today. That's about the extent of the day. About 350 miles. Oh yeah, that's good coffee there. But yeah, about 350 miles today. With a fuel stop. That's about the gist of the day. So let's just go ahead and knock it out. Well, I didn't make it very far. About 3.7 miles. Just finished getting a roadside inspection. Now, get back on the road here. Get back at the speed. I literally was taking the curve. If I would have kept the recording or the camera on for about a minute longer, y'all would have saw where he was sitting at right as soon as I was coming out of Dodge City. I was coming out of the curve. He just sitting there waiting on me. Lit me up, pulled me over. But everything was good, all my paperwork was good. He did check my logs, no violations. So we're back at it. I made it over here to Gretna, Nebraska. I've been here for about, I don't know, 5 hours now. I actually started to edit this video and then realized that I'm having issues with my camera. Like, it keeps losing footage for some reason and I can't figure out why. So this is actually a second take. I actually did record this earlier, and then whenever it came time to upload and edit, there's issues. It keeps telling me connection lost or connection error or something. Anyway, so I won't ramble about that anymore, but let's get to it. I had said that I was going to discuss my dedicated account and kind of what happened with it and why I'm not doing it anymore. And there's really, so it wasn't a bad deal. I really don't have anything bad to say about it. It just didn't work for me, and ultimately it didn't work with my truck. What was going on was the crane in that thing, when I was unloading, it pulled so much amperage. Even with my truck idling at a high idle, it was pulling so much amperage that within the 3 months that I did that, it exhausted my batteries. So my truck has the Park Smart system on it, and it's got 8 of these AGM batteries, which are, I guess to my understanding, like a deep cycle gel battery or something. They're more expensive than your standard lead acid battery, but so within the 3 months of doing that, it had exhausted my batteries, like I said. So I ended up having to replace all 8 batteries on this truck. And I can't remember the exact total on it, but it was like $3,500 to $4,000 to replace all 8 batteries. And what everybody that I talked to told me was that was premature. Like, these batteries should have lasted like 2 more years, but they didn't. You know, I only got 2 years out of them where I should have got about 4 years out of them. And I had literally the biggest majority of all my batteries were at 0 capacity. Like, they were dead. On top of that, every time I would unload, you know, I'd get done unloading and I'd climb back in the truck and my dash would be lit up like a Christmas tree. I would have all kinds of things going on. I would have gauges not working properly, engine lights on. There was times I had DPF lights on. It would just cause all kinds of issues. And so when I talked to Freightliner, which I actually took the truck to Freightliner one time, before I decided to quit doing that deal, I took it to Freightliner, and they had told me that they were finding issues with the chassis ground at the time. Now they were unaware of what kind of trailer I was pulling, but so they cleaned up the chassis ground, cleared all the codes and all that, and then I went back to doing the dedicated account, running it again. But the very next time out, same scenario. I had issues with it again. So there's guys that's been over there, or drivers that's been over there for a long time doing that, and I don't know if they run older trucks. I'm not real sure, but there's drivers that have been doing that account for many years, and it has worked very well for them. It just didn't mesh with my truck. I actually enjoyed doing it, just because of how I am. I'm hands-on. I like to be a part of the loading and unloading process, but it just was not working with my truck. So ultimately I had to make a decision, and I couldn't keep running up and down the highway with all kinds of lights, on. The thing about, once I got done unloading and I'd go back to hauling general freight, within a couple of days, my dashboard would clear, my gauge cluster would clear up. But the second I went back to hauling that freight and utilizing that crane, I would end up with all kinds of warning lights again. So like I said, it wasn't nothing with the agent, wasn't anything like that. I don't think there's any hard feelings between us. It was not working with my truck. I don't know if it's because of how new my truck is. Maybe it's got a lot more sensors and stuff on it. I don't know, but it just didn't work. So I had to make the decision to step away from it, and that's what I did. So tomorrow is going to be a pretty busy day. I've got 2 drops still on this, both of them in Omaha, and then I've got a pickup here in the Omaha area also. So I'm not going to get a really good chance to close this video out, so I want to go ahead and do that now also. This load was from El Paso to Omaha. It's got 2 stops in Omaha. I've got about 15 more miles left to run on this. So with that mileage, total mileage on this load was 1,045 miles. I did have a few extra deadhead miles in there that I wasn't really planning on, but I still only ended up with about 20 miles of deadhead. So 1,045 total miles to the truck, everything, $2,488.45. So that came out to about $238 a mile. That's pretty good, in my opinion. That's pretty good money coming out of El Paso. Wasn't mad about it at all. So that's how that load's going to turn out. Like always, I appreciate y'all for watching. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and like always, stay safe, shiny side up, rubber side down. Catch y'all on the next one.